So, what brings you in? Well, you certainly do need a doctor, don't you? Let's get these wounds closed up. We'll get you feeling. Everything looks good. May you
Orbit locked.
Yes, but not everyone. This Ron Hope, supposedly a man of the people, was... I most certainly do not. At least he will no longer be able to... I am unsure that death was preferable to justice. Do not be too hard on yourself. It is the totality of your act. No, I would rather not. And I sincerely hope that has not been your... Shall we find some other to occupy us? Yes? Of course. About time you woke.
You've got my attention.
What's this so-called... Corporate greed claims victims once more. And you have evidence to support it. If a story doesn't pass a basic fact check, it doesn't air. It's our duty as a news network to... Good. The less investigation we need to put into this, I don't suppose you want to tell me how you got this evidence. Well, obviously the truth is what matters most. But we have a reputation to hold as a news network. I'm sure you... Well, you can't blame me for trying. Is there at least a name I can cite as my... Why am I not surprised? As long as the evidence is adequate and verifiable. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can. Yes, sir. You are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure. It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are. Now, manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repairs. In addition to the standard issue welcome kit, all probationary. Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials. My people will have everything on your ship before. So, paying a visit to the... Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your head on. Any questions before you... Then I won't keep you. Make us look good out there.
got here. Too clean to be one of the settlers. You sit on patrol, maybe? Can make my day if you said you were a shock trooper out for a stroll. Of course you are. My hero. At least you follow orders well. Maybe you are military. Either way, you can make this work. I'm Hadrian. I came here on a rumor of what's left of the settlers? The work of Oxysio Machina. A terramorph. One of the nastiest aliens humanity's ever crossed paths with. And this one, well, it's something of an anomaly. Possibly a worry.
A terramorph? Here? Why did you not state your death made manifest?
Suppose that's a pretty good sign. Among apex predators, they're the pinnacle. Resilient, agile, smart, and their mental prowess only increases with age. Some can even dominate the minds of weaker species, keeping them as pets, livestock, or toys. They're creatures. Terramorphs have a unique growth cycle. They're usually only but Tau said he's too young to have. I came looking for an explanation. I managed to scope out a fair bit of the facility before it found me. Makes two of us. But this creature, I need to understand what it's doing here. To do that, but we're not without resources. Though getting things online, as I've discovered, is not a one-person job. And to do that, someone has to get to the security outpost. You think you might be willing? It's the building in the middle of the facility. The terminal in there should... Then we can see about getting things back. Admin access is centralized to the terminal in this room. But even if that weren't the case, I'd likely be more of a... The settlers outfitted most of the buildings with turrets at some point. Not sure how many are still operable. There were also some... But those are honestly... Look, I wouldn't be asking if I thought there was... But there's no way I'm getting these defenses live on my own. Good. Once I see the... Take care of yourself out there. And make sure you leave enough... Just get the space you down the alley.
Profit is never necessarily.
Quiet. I suspect it's in there. You did it, didn't you? Heavens above! You just flatlined a terramorph! Oh yeah, taken care of. No big deal. You didn't happen to grab me a tissue sample? Not doing this one out of the good. I'll give you what I can. You certainly deserve it. For a lot of life gets recorded in, like for example, if this terramorph's cells have certain radiation, then we could start getting some answers about this thing. All right. I spotted a. Up to do a proper analysis of the particle. This terramorph being here, of all places. Humanity's spread plenty of creatures in our travels across the star. But terramorphs? To our knowledge, no one's ever spread them intentionally. Yet somehow... So when humans settle a world, 70 to 100 years later, terramorphs tend to just appear. No one knows how or why. Dangerous, but at least predictable. Tauseti, though, it's too young to have a native population. It's only been colonized. But then the other option, that someone captured one of the deadliest... That seems... which means We're either looking at a truly strange murder, or a faster... Terramorph outbreaks have taken down far bigger colonies than this one. They have. They even took down an entire city once. A place called Londini. It's the only known loss of that scale, but it's the reason why any change in our relationship... Well, they're not exactly buying tickets and flying coach. The theory is that they're spread by some kind of egg or seed that's able to evade our detection. But how the hell an undetectable egg turns into a terramorph without it? And it's why what's happened here could be real bad. There is. There has to. Time was, I had access to one of the best repositories of terramorph research in the galaxy. But we also need to get this sample properly analyzed. Luckily, I think What would you say to delivering this? Yeah, I'd do it myself, but I need to call in some favors. See if... Plus, maybe just pop by the hospital for a little. Clear it with your boss, or commander, or... You can even show them this. A gene tag. Tell them Hadrian Sanam thinks there could... Ah, so you are, you see. And if they sent you way out here... But yes, I was military. Not anymore, but I've still got... Oh, you don't understand what... I need Dr. Percival Walker to put together a sample analysis. I'm not sure exactly where to find him, but there's a place called the Sixth Circle in Sidonia. Bar, run. And here, it's not exactly about... Now please, go do what you have to...
Because the bounty on your head gets bigger the longer you live. So we just want to make sure it stays. Oh, we're way different. We got actual so you can keep that pretty.
I think I would avoid this.
Military used to have a pretty narrow view of where the best pilots came from. In their eyes, it was UC or bust. Creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the brass that it was the Vanguard's job to find it. And that's the short for Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. From here, the three co-equal divisions of the UC government work together to advance the be that through mutual defense, political, and diplomatic strength. Now, serving any of the UC's divisions grants citizenship, but scientific and admin, understandable. Most people will prefer to earn their citizenship, not something I'd ever choose for myself. Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad, but Vanguard's been a 12. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria. A terror? What? How did you walk away with the terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to this? It's... what? That's a hell of a probationary mission. Above and beyond doesn't really begin to describe it. Earned yourself some serious, but unless others made it. Hadrian. Sanan. Let me check the database. What is that? Here we go. Service record. Wow. Co-head of the UC Xenoweapons Division. Faced tribunal at the end of the... Yes, that's where I heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well, you can at least be sure she knows her aliens. In the run-up to the Colony War, the UC started to find the deadliest, most terrifying aliens in the galaxy. Never saw any of the deployments myself, but the program was clearly enough of a success that when the war came to an end 20 years ago, at which point, I presume, notation says that Sanan already faced punishment for her actions during the war. And her sending you to me first makes me think she's actually trying to do this above. Considering her history, reaching out to the UC probably wasn't the easiest. I'm sure she doesn't list it at the top of her resume, but considering her service record and her area of expertise, did your survivor, Hadrian, she mentioned why she thinks that This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever... I did actually have another mission lined up for you, supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. But now I guess you got put off on how to proceed. Head to the UC Vigilance. I'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these your first official in here, so everyone knows you're working with the Vanguard. Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next... Now, if it wasn't...
You're only a safe... Yes, by all means. Be careful out there. I don't want to hear any complaints.
As vital as spaceships are to
says something, does it not? That the executives wish to have everyone else physically beneath them.
I believe you were specifically told that you did not want a body count on this assignment. Your best is sorely lacking. All the tools at your disposal, and yet here, I hope you at least attempted to use the internal. And yet not useful enough to avoid a body count? Still, it's good to know the applications. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN? Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to...
Yes, SSNN has to submit. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
Citizens of New Atlantis were shocked today when an unidentified assailant left several dead at the Infinity LTD building. The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details of the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barrett for SSNN.
This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom, so this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith. Infinity is about to crumble before the eyes of the public. They employ thousands of people, and those thousands of people are now worried about their jobs. That's where we come in. First, we'll issue a public statement expressing disgust at their leadership, but sympathy for the innocent workers. That's when we offer to acquire them. Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
I suppose it is all very simple when you do not consider the impact on actual human lives. Just your bottom line.
We've already done some initial evaluations, so I'm certain. Infinity has a lot of appeal being in New Atlantis. I'm sure plenty of brilliant minds are there because they prefer the location. Plus, there's always that handful of people that think they've got something to prove by not working for Ryujin. As if other corporations are really any better. It is the right thing for Ryujin, which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and you have the Yes, that's exactly what it's designed for. The bright side being, they'll never know. Fine. Whether or not you use the internal neuroamp is up to you, but I still want results. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also... We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I trust you'll get it.
Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? You can make light of the situation, but my stance won't change. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors. This is exactly why Masako's time is... Oh? Your response tells me Masako must... It'd be unlike her to not fully exploit an advantage. Especially when she believes... I'm glad you see it that way. Now to get the rest of the board to agree. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an Maybe not for a lowly operative. But now if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
I don't chit-chat.
It's good to see you again. And how's my favorite patient doing? I'm not seeing any What? No, of course not. That's great. I'd say Project Dominion, one step closer to seeing market approval. So, tell me what you think. I'd be the next Ray DeCaris, my childhood hero, and how amazing would that be? DeMarcus. So the next question is, what will the fate of... I'd like to acquire them, although it won't break my heart if we don't. Faye may have stepped over a line in her attempt to replicate my work, but she's a brilliant. I'm very curious to see what else she may have been working on. Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the... I doubt that. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Elt. Do you think they're worth redemption? Oh, I didn't mean in regards to... More in the sense of should a superior company like Ryujin make room... That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. Perhaps I wanted to see if I could be convinced otherwise. It's easy to say it's the right thing to do, but for me, Infinity Ltd is a huge financial unknown. This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match up. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have made... Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako... And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know... I agree. Should Masako have informed us too? I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's any... It's the next big step for Ryujin Industries. Financially, there's no doubt it. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
Checking up on me to make sure. Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got... I'm all about free PR. especially when it's... The only downsides are the unknowns. Not that I'm getting off easy. Whatever they find. I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to let... Well, you have my... You're preaching to the choir. I have every intention of using... In fact, I already have an entire marketing kit. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative.
I assume Sasako. Good on you.
Would be almost fitting to see the technology immediately turned on the...
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down. I knew it was a grave secure. Completely. I understand the success it can bring for the corporation. It's not that the board majority fails to see the dangers. It's that hubris could easily bring... You read my mind. Let's just hope. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd, we're about to add a signal. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents. I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity L. I only hope that Masako and the up... Now, if you excuse me, we'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting. So I need to have security ready.
If only there were more hours in the day. If you need something, make it quick. I'd like to make sure my... You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that in... All right, I could use the entertainment. Have you been spending too much time with Lyndon? I do pride myself on solid contracts. Huh. Well, what do you know? Talent like yours belongs... Nice to know someone is. Everyone's too busy praising its completion. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation. I'll do whatever I can to make sure...
Well, that is one.
Because the external neuroamps are built to help. They aid in reason, communication, confidence. And yes, they can be abused. But that... Tech like this only has good applications when you have... Once that tech hits a market, open or private. And not only that, the tech is out there to be advanced or modified. Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one. Masako is lucky to have you at her disposal. You may be the greatest asset aside. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful. But
if you are... Could we talk? For giving me the chance to work with you. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. It is certainly a less normal experience than most. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well? No, I do not. But I find it hard to quantify. Many of the other members are polite, but distant. I worry that my background and my actions concern them. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. Why should I be? It was necessary for survival. I would not be here otherwise. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Vladimir's the only one here who can begin to understand. I lack his charm. It is strange. I admit it. I know this seems trivial. Perhaps child by a group, And yet here we are, working together. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I wanted to thank you for not saying any. You said you were considering it, and I appreciate it. Indeed it was. And thank you.
As you all know, we've successfully exposed NVIDIA GeForce botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to...
This acquisition is sure to have its financial pitfalls, but as a wise person pointed out, plus with their current situation, Infinity L...
Arguments?
We should be crushing our competition, not rescuing them from their own flaw. This is a weak decision, Masako. In fact, I move that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Security, escort Miss Jen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Alexis, anyone have anything else they'd like? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally...
Agreed. We all experienced the threat it posed to this company firsthand. The security risks would be innumerable.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
We'll start up discussions on how to handle Project Dominion in the future. In the meantime, at least the only person to have one is our own operative. Internal neuroamp research will continue. The dangers have been noted. And don't worry, I'm certain between Alexis and Genevieve, any legal or moral issues will be taken care of. Any other matters to... None? This concludes our...
Much work to do.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today.
Hey there.
Learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite... It's well earned, and I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. I can imagine it may have been a lot of...
There was no honor in Ularu's plan. It did not deserve to.
Not often, and certainly. We have the occasional employee consider selling information, but this was the first time any... I hope that enthusiasm sticks with you. Imogene's instincts were right. Now, as promised, I have your phone, and I'm promoting you to see... It's well deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operation...
I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time. I must ask, though, are you not at all concerned with where... That seems like quite a pessimism. For now, perhaps. Who is to say Ryujin will not conduct... I do not believe we can only choose one. And what happens when Ryujin falls prey to the same tactics it has employed? With all that you have seen, and indeed done, in reaching... So you just walk away and let someone else... I appreciate your explanation, but I find your... Still...
On duty. It will be over. Steal folks' turn.
Taking a break. I heard congrats are in order for you getting it. Masako's been after a partnership with Quantum for... What's not news today? Imogene exonerated, Ularu off the last mistake she'll ever make. Do you even listen to SSNN? The man condoned murder for hire and the settled systems isn't... They let Camden go today. Good at his job, always reliable, but Yuko's holding out on me. But I... Only that some drama went down during the security update. You know, the one where security's keeping... I'm betting they found some dirt on someone's personal computer. Either... I heard we lost one of our key informants. Ularu's pretty livid about it. Rumor is... he...
I'm a little busy right now.
I suspect this. Someone being stabbed.
Imogene told me she hired another operative.
Welcome to the team.
I'm April. I can't speak for what every operative does. People tend to keep their cards. But me personally, I'm a field agent. I specialize in gathering. Most assignments take me to the Astral Lounge or Paradiso. It's great. She's not afraid to take what she wants. But what I like the most? Maybe we'll...
Now isn't a good time.
Try not to harass my techs too much. I heard there's a job opening for Chief of Operations. I feel like I'm somehow involved.
You've certainly shaken things. I still can't believe Laru tried to frame me. But now that's all in the past. Of course, if you think anyone here believes it. Well, it could be worse. You could be looking at the desk. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, with most of our assignments. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced. Nothing you aren't already familiar. You experience the majority of what we do here during uploading a few files, manipulating a narrative or two, obtaining skill. Well, after this conversation, you can head up to your office. Just think of it as a computer that lets you pick and choose your assignments at will. No, but try to see that as an improvement, since the mission board is more efficient for both. Good. The mission board is generous. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make... Oh, and no, only within the tower. The security risk would be far. You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy. Just for you.
You seem to have taken on more than you can carry. If you require assistance, please, just say so. Something you need.
excellent weapon. Sure. See you later. Hey there. Welcome to... No problem. Tell everyone you know about our store. Glad to chase them.